Hi me. It is currently almost 10 p.m. on Sunday, November 15th, 2020. Today was a rather low energy day. I can look here, and right now you're trying to get your hair ready for work tomorrow. But that's okay that today was a low energy day. We spent most of it thinking about something interesting that Disney did with Moana. Now, usually when it comes to characters, there are two main types. There are static characters who don't change throughout the narrative of the story. And there are dynamic characters who do change. Usually, the protagonist of a story, no, that's too much. Usually the protagonist of a story is a dynamic character. They change as the story events go along and become better people. The villain tends to stay static. They don't change at all. They just hunker down on their beliefs, and it's because the hero changed that the hero is able to win. Disney usually follows that formula. Tony Stark is a dynamic character. He changed from being a relatively rude person into being one who cares about other people. Moana is not a dynamic character. She is static. She is Moana of Montanui. She wants to go on the ocean. She's going to go on the ocean, and she does that. She doesn't need to learn anything on her journey except for wayfinding, which is something that she should have already known had her people not lost that. So that's not really anything new for her. But for some reason, she's a likable protagonist. So I hope one day you come back to this and you write a full video essay on it. But the reason why we can have a story where Moana is a static character, a static protagonist, is because Maui is a dynamic one. Maui changes throughout the entire narrative. He has to learn that, oh wow, no, he's not a hero because he's strong and because he did all these good things, but he's a hero because he does what's right. He wasn't originally going to go back to Te Fiti to return the heart. In fact, he took the heart. So he doesn't believe that going back is a good thing. He doesn't believe that he's strong enough to do it. He later on realizes you do things because you want to help people, not because you want recognition, which is what his entire story arc is about. Moana's the one who taught him that. That's how he was dynamic. Thinking on that makes me wonder if that's why there were problems with Hey Hey in production. If you look at old posters and promotional footage of Moana, you'll see that Hey Hey was like a strong, intelligent chicken. He was supposed to act like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, how Sebastian is kind of Ariel's guide, and an external conscience of what her father wants and the laws of the land. So Hey Hey would have been the one who would have helped Moana. But that would be a secondary static character. And because they were having such problems, I think they realized they couldn't have two static characters be featured so prominently. That's why Hey Hey was removed. His type of static character changed. There we go. Do you want one braid or two? Ooh, that's gonna keep falling like that. You could do it like that. Yeah, let's do 2 braids. Okay. But if you look back at all the other protagonists that Disney has, Little Mermaid, she's a dynamic character. She learns that not to make deals that she doesn't understand. She learns to actually care more about the people in the sea than she did before. Because she was an anthropologist, she was 16, she thought love was the entire world. Princess Anna, dynamic character, learned that love was not the entire world, learned to live in the moment, be there for her sister, familial love, dynamic character. Queen Elsa, dynamic character. She learned to love herself, whereas before she didn't, because she's an allegory for depression. Magic powers. Rapunzel, tangled, dynamic character. She became more confident in her own skin and how she was on her own, also realizing, no, she's not a girl in the woods, she's actually a princess. Tiana, dynamic character, learns to realize that doing everything towards a specific goal and not living in the moment isn't a good thing. I mean, it's admirable, but not a good thing. Dynamic character, she eventually learns. Naveen is also a dynamic character. Let's not talk about the princesses, that's going to go off topic. Let's see. Kita, technically a dynamic character. She's really static, but she's technically dynamic because she changes the way that her people are and eventually learns more about the human society, so she does change. Belle, dynamic character. She wants much more than this provincial life, and she eventually learns how to understand the beast, which she didn't originally know to do. Disney's main formula is to have the main protagonist be a dynamic character, and Moana is the first time when it was a static character and it was successful. The last times there have been static characters, it was really a failure. Like Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty only has Aurora has only like 14 lines. She and Prince Philip's voice actor and Prince Philip's, had to audition together because they knew that there wouldn't be a lot of lines and they had to be able to be cohesive. Static character, no one liked the film. It was pretty, no one liked it. So, I wonder what Disney actually did to make it where Moana was so likable. But she was static all the same. Because it's not the fact that, like, oh, we've got a dynamic character alongside her. It's gotta be more than that. I hope you one day come back to this and you look into it. But it's nighttime. Time to go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow, and I hope you actually start writing. Do it. I love you. Remember to keep living life. You'll be okay.